Well, guys, this is going to be a little bit of a downer topic, but it's got to be talked about. I saw this recommended to me as something I should cover, and after reading the first few lines, it caught my eye, and I figured, yeah, this makes me feel a certain kind of way, and I want to talk about this. I feel like this could be kind of like a PSA. Do any of you guys use dating apps? Whether it be Tinder, Grindr, or, I don't know, Farmers Meet or whatever. I don't know. Like Farmers Only. Whatever you use. Do any of you guys use dating apps? Anybody at all? We got a couple people that do. Most of you don't. But a few of you do use dating apps. Okay, well. For those that watch this after the fact when it's out on YouTube, you'll want to take this to heart as well. Dating apps are dangerous. Maybe wondering, what do I mean by that? Well, violent sexual predators are apparently using dating apps to target vulnerable victims. Shouldn't really surprise you that much when you think about it long enough, but man, when you actually look into the data, it's quite scary. It's not just sort of a could happen thing, it's a really need to be on the lookout for something like this kind of thing. Meeting through dating apps is common in today's ultra-connected world, and apps like Tinder, Mutual, Bumble, and others have led to many a happy family. You know what, let me switch it to the full screen thing so you guys can see. Have led to many a happy family. While these apps can lead some to success, researchers from BYU urge caution while using them. A recent finding shows an incredibly concerning number of violent sexual predators are also using dating apps. The study, led by BYU nursing professor Julie L. Valentine, analyzed the records of nearly 2,000 sexual assault victims from 2017 to 2020. And found that 14% of the attacks occurred at the first in-person meeting after connecting on a dating app. Those cases stood out in disturbing ways. Victims with mental illnesses and other vulnerabilities were targeted, and the attacks were significantly more violent than usual when there isn't a meetup through dating apps. Quote, "We'd started to see an increase of victims reporting being raped after meeting someone on a dating app, and we wanted to know if rapes facilitated through dating apps differed from other acquaintance rapes." So I guess, like, if a rapist acquires their victim through a dating app, is it worse than, typically, like, worse and more violent than otherwise? They are indeed very different, says Valentine. What a awful thing to have to study. Like, I get they're doing valuable work here. I'm not gonna, claim they're not, but, like, this might be one of the worst jobs in the world to have to work. Like, yeah, so we basically survey rape victims and ask them in-depth questions so we can try and find out, like, data-related shit. And it's like, it's an important job because it's how you actually, target certain problems and you use the data for good, but, like, man, that job must suck. College students were more likely to be victims of dating app-related assaults, and male victims were nearly twice as common as other acquaintance assaults. All of the perpetrators were men. Ooh, I've heard a lot about this, by the way. Notably that, like, every friend that I have who is a gay or bisexual guy who's used dating apps like Grindr to hook up with dudes, they always go on rants about how they hate men now. And I feel like that alone should essentially summarize what their experience was like on said apps. And shit, sounds like even men are being victimized sexually on these apps by predators that are trolling out there for them. Valentine who has spent much of the past decade on a mission to protect and advocate for victims of sexual assault, says dating apps are particularly dangerous because of a lack of vetting. Quote, "It used to be that people would meet through mutual friends or at work or school, and there was a degree of vetting and a place before dating," she says. Dating apps have completely taken away that process. With these alarming findings and the dangers of using dating apps, Valentine suggests 4 practices to help keep you and your loved ones safe. 1. Limit the personal information you share. This is a rule for the internet just in general. Like this rule will keep you safe online just overall, even outside of the dating world. Limit the personal information you share. Total strangers have access to pictures and information about you in a dating app, so don't reveal specifics like the community you live in or the company where you work. If you're posting a picture of yourself, don't have identifiers like a house number or a license plate visible in any of your photos. If you really are worried and you want to be super careful, don't show any photos that like give away landmarks or anything like that around your house, because someone could theoretically go crazy on Google Maps and hunt you down that way. It is possible. Keep conversations on the dating apps. Oh yeah, this is a key one. Be wary if someone urges you to text them or connect with them on a different platform. This might mean they don't want their behavior tracked by the app. Quote, those with mental illnesses like depression, may be more susceptible to a predator who might, for example, flatter them profusely and persuade them to start texting or meet in person, says Valentine. Yeah, a lot of those apps don't let you, like, send photos, and there's also, like, rules around what you can, like, message around, from what I've heard. So, yeah, this is a good way of keeping yourself safe. And 3. Support efforts that encourage apps to prioritize user safety. Valentine says dating apps should be doing more to protect their users, including using artificial intelligence to identify perpetrators and having stricter identification requirements. She also emphasized more reporting and support services for victims. Valentine worked with Utah legislators to draft a bill, Online Dating Safety Requirements, which passed in 2023. The bill could serve as a model for other states. Very good, very good. I like to hear it. And number 4, talk with your kids, if you have any, I guess, about healthy and unhealthy relationships. I guess you could think about it like you guys are my kids. Don't be afraid to talk with your kids about what good relationships should look like, including sexual relationships, I guess. Damn, this website's going to get accused of being pro-grooming by the right. Quote, we want our children to feel comfortable confiding in us if they have concerns about dating relationships or if they have experienced any form of sexual harassment or abuse, says Valentine. And that is key, actually. There is an overwhelming consensus of data that shows receiving a basic sex education at a young age will massively increase the likelihood that should any sexual abuse occur, said child will immediately seek a trustworthy adult that can then do their best to figure that situation out with police and everything. And so yeah, like you don't want kids to be vulnerable to that kind of abuse, and not being educated about it is one of the biggest ways they can be vulnerable. Man, who remembers those old catfishing videos as well? Do you guys remember those? This is like a big thing back in the 2010s because dating apps had just become big, and so naturally everyone was like, but how do you know the person you're talking to over the dating app actually looks like the person that you're dating? Hold on. Let's see, what's a good example of this? Because you never know who you're talking to. With AI and stuff, it's probably easier to catfish now than ever, because you could just, like, AI generate a person, and, like, probably have that person that the AI generator creates just do a million different poses, wear a million different outfits, do a million different things in a million different places, and you could create any scenario necessary of a fake photo of a fake person in order to make it seem impossible for that person to be fake. I feel like that's got to be really easy to pull off now. Are there any videos? Man, did YouTube scrub all the good catfish confrontation videos off the internet or something? that a fire truck going by? God damn. Loud. I guess they're not up anymore. These used to be classic content, dude. These used to be such classic content. Correct me if I'm wrong as well. Do most dating apps require an ID to sign up? I could have sworn they don't. Like, is there any actual verification that a dating app's users are of age? Some do, but no. Oh my god. How is that not a law? Like, how is it that Republicans are successfully passing laws that mandate identification to use porn sites where people are just jacking off to pictures and videos, but to go onto a dating site where you are contacting people under the pretense of dating and sexual relations, there's no age verification system to sign up? Like, how is that not... Well, of course, because conservatives don't actually care about protecting people. Not even children. But still, it's just... How the fuck do people not see the more obvious problem? Yeah, to be fair, Republicans do love grinders, so they would never legislate against dating apps like this. That's a good point. It's a real good point. Well, hey, if you watched this far into the video and you enjoyed, and you want to let me know that you like what I make and you want to support it, then please consider dropping a comment down below that says, just so I know you watched this far, I want to say, let's go noodling. Because when you go noodling, you catch catfish. Let's go noodling. Comment that down below if you watched this far. It'll tell me you saw all the way to the end, and it really does help in the algorithm when you guys leave comments on my new videos. The same goes for if you drop a like, so please consider leaving a thumbs up if you haven't already, and you enjoyed the video. Subscribe and ring the bell icon to turn on all notifications if you haven't already, so YouTube actually tells you when I go live or upload new videos in the future. And if you want to see more from me on other platforms, you can follow my social medias linked down below in the description, especially my fan Discord, which is the main hub of my fan base, my community, and just everybody that watches my stuff. I host gaming events, call-in streams, watch parties, gaming events, movie nights, all sorts of cool stuff there. And I announce all my new uploads and streams too, so you'll miss nothing if you join the Discord. The link is, of course, down below in the description. And on top of that, if you want to support me directly, financially, help me keep the lights on and a roof above my head here at the Xander Hall studio, then please consider donating, subscribing, or gifting a sub on my website, xanderhall.com/live, or support me through YouTube, Twitch, Streamlabs, Stream Elements, Patreon, or buy some custom Xander Hall merch through the Streamlabs link down below in the description. Regardless of how you support me, though, thank you all so much for watching, and as always, have a good one.